Christmas dinner smelled like roasted turkey and betrayal. My son Brandon stood at the head of the table, wine glass raised, his voice cutting through the holiday music. "We've voted, Dad. You are no longer part of this family. Get out of this house." 15 guests froze, forks halfway to their mouths. Ashley, his wife, sat beside him, her smile thin and satisfied. I smiled back, calm as the snow falling outside, and slid a manila folder across the table. "Here is a parting gift for you, son. Merry Christmas." Brandon's hands shook as he opened it. His face went from smug to white in 3 seconds flat. The first page was an eviction notice with his name on it. The second, a court order freezing every account he had access to. The third, a list of deaths he thought I did not know about. 28,000 in credit card bills, 15,000 in car loans, 45,000 behind on that investment condo he bragged about. He screamed, the sound sharp enough to rattle the china my late wife Margaret picked out 40 years ago. Ashley grabbed the folder, her manicured nails tearing the pages. "This is not legal. You cannot do this." I leaned back in my chair, the old oak wood creaking under me. I already did. The room exploded, guests shouting, some grabbing coats, others staring like they were watching a car wreck. My sister-in-law Carol stood, her face pale. "Henry, what is going on?" But I did not answer. I just watched Brandon's world crumble, the same way he tried to crumble mine. But this was not where it started. To understand how I ended up here, destroying my own son on Christmas Eve, we need to go back 3 months. Back to the night I realized my boy was not my boy anymore. September in Oak Park brought cool air and colder words. Brandon and Ashley sat across from me at the same oak table where I taught him to tie his shoes 30 years ago. Now he was asking for $35,000. "Dad, the house needs work," Brandon said, sliding a contractor's estimate across the wood. "New floors, updated kitchen, it will increase the value." Ashley nodded, her perfectly manicured nails tapping the paper. "Henry, you are 68. What are you saving for? You will not need it where you are going." Where I was going? Like I was already dead. I picked up the estimate, scanning the numbers. Italian marble countertops, designer light fixtures, a $6,000 sectional sofa. This was not repairs, this was a shopping list. "This is not about the house," I said quietly. "What is this really for?" Brandon's face flushed red. He slammed his hand on the table, rattling the coffee mugs. "You are so damn selfish, Dad. We live here too. We deserve something." Deserve. That word burned. I had given him everything. Sold my 1985 Chevy Silverado to pay for college applications. Worked double shifts at the Department of Public Works so he could have new textbooks. Margaret and I ate hamburger helper for months to cover his dorm fees. And this was my thanks? After they left, I did what any engineer would do. I investigated. The trash can in the garage held secrets they thought I would never find. Credit card statements, $28,000 in debt. Designer handbags, spy days, restaurant bills at places I could not pronounce. A bank notice, crumpled and hidden. Their investment condo, the one Brandon bragged about at every family dinner, was 3 months behind on the mortgage. They were not upgrading my house. They were sinking, and they wanted to use me as a lifeboat. That night, I could not sleep. 2 in the morning, I stood in the dark hallway outside their bedroom. Ashley's voice carried through the door, sharp and clear. "Once we get power of attorney, the house is ours. My lawyer says we can declare him incompetent. Just need Dr. Morrison to sign off, and I can handle that." My hand gripped the wall. Margaret's voice echoed in my memory,
her last words before cancer took her. "Don't let anyone take advantage of you, honey, not even family." I had failed her once by being too trusting. I would not fail her again. I built this house with my own 2 hands in 1975. Every nail, every board, every corner. I was not about to lose it to a scheme. The next morning, I made a decision. If they wanted war, I would fight it the way I knew best. With facts, with proof, with the cold precision of an engineer who spent 40 years reading blueprints and finding weak points in structures. Their plan had weak points. I just needed to find them. October became my surveillance month. Every night after they went to bed, I moved like a ghost through my own house. The kitchen at 2 in the morning became my war room. I found Ashley's shopping receipts stuffed in the junk drawer. A $2,400 handbag from Michigan Avenue. $800 at a day spa. Brandon's bank statements showed ATM withdrawals. $500 here, $300 there, always at casinos in Indiana. They were not just in debt, they were drowning. I recorded everything. Illinois is a one-party consent state. I learned that from my union days. If I am part of the conversation, I can record it. So I did. My iPhone, the one my granddaughter taught me to use, became my best weapon. One afternoon, I pretended to nap in my recliner while they talked in the kitchen. Ashley's voice was ice cold. "Your dad is losing it, Brandon. We tell everyone he has dementia. Dr. Morrison will back us up if we pay him enough." My blood pressure spiked so high I saw spots, but I kept the phone recording.
Brandon hesitated. "I do not know, Ash. That is my dad. Your dad who is sitting on $200,000 in savings while we are drowning?" Ashley snapped. "Grow up. He is old. He had his life. Now it is our turn." I saved that recording with shaking hands. My own son, convinced by this woman that I was disposable. The boy I taught to ride a bike, to throw a baseball, to be a man. Gone. By late October, I had enough evidence to bury them. Bank statements, recordings, screenshots of Ashley's texts to relatives, poisoning them against me. But I needed legal help. I needed someone who understood the law and was not afraid to use it. I called Bob Patterson at 9 p.m. on a Thursday. "Bob, it is Henry. I need your help, and I need you to keep this quiet." Bob Patterson's law office sat on the 40th floor of a building on Wacker Drive, glass windows overlooking the Chicago River. I had not been downtown in months. The city felt bigger, colder, but I had a mission. Bob, 70 years old and sharp as the day we worked together at the engineering firm, listened to every word. When I finished, he leaned back in his leather chair and smiled. "Henry, you have enough here to bury them. Let's make it legal and ironclad." First, the will. I signed my name on documents that cut Brandon out completely. Every penny, every asset went to the Oak Park Veterans Foundation. The house, my savings, the 1962 Craftsman home Margaret and I built together. None of it would go to a son who saw me as a bank account. "You are sure about this?" Bob asked. I did not hesitate. Completely. Next, the trust. An irrevocable living trust that made me the sole trustee. Brandon could not force a sale, could not claim ownership, could not touch it. Illinois property law was clear. The house was mine, and it would stay mine. Then we froze the joint bank account, the one I opened when Brandon turned 18, back when I still believed he would grow into a man I could trust. $8,400 he had been draining for months. Gone. Locked. Bob filed the paperwork that morning.
He will know by tomorrow when his card declines, Bob said. Good, I replied. But the final piece came from Sarah Miller, Margaret's best friend. She called me on a Tuesday night, her voice low. Henry, Ashley has been calling everyone. She is planning a big announcement at Christmas dinner. They are going to declare you incompetent in front of the whole family. My chest tightened, pain shooting down my left arm. Bob noticed. Henry, you all right? I nodded, but I was not. I had 2 weeks until Christmas. 2 weeks to finish this. I did not know if my heart could take it.
1 week before Christmas, I came home from the grocery store to find my key did not work. I stood on my own front porch in 18-degree weather, snow falling on my shoulders, staring at a brand new deadbolt lock. Brandon had changed the locks on my house, the house I built in 1975 with my own sweat and Margaret's dreams. My hands shook, and it was not from the cold. I called Bob from my truck, the heat blasting. They just made their biggest mistake, Henry. Illegal lockout. We can use this. The next morning, a Cook County Sheriff's deputy knocked on that new lock. I stood behind him, calm as lake water. Brandon opened the door in his bathrobe, his face going pale when he saw the uniform. Mr. Wilson, you cannot legally lock the property owner out of his own home, the deputy said. Give him a key, now. Ashley appeared behind Brandon, her face twisted in fake concern. Officer, we were worried about him wandering. He forgets things. The deputy looked at me, then back at her. Ma'am, he seems pretty clear to me. Key, now. I got my key back, but the damage was done. Brandon's lockout spread through the family like wildfire. Carol called that afternoon. Henry, is it true Brandon locked you out in this weather? Others were not so kind. Ashley's social media became her weapon. She posted a photo of herself looking exhausted, caption reading, "Caring for elderly parent with memory issues is so hard, praying for strength." 200 likes, comments full of sympathy for her, pity for me. All of it lies. But Mrs. Chen, my 82-year-old neighbor, saw everything. She knocked on my door that evening with a plate of cookies. Henry, I saw what they did. If you need someone to tell the truth, you call me. I thanked her and added her name to my list of witnesses. Christmas Eve was 3 days away. The guests were coming, and I had everything ready. Christmas Eve arrived with snow and silence. Ashley had transformed my dining room into something from a magazine. White tablecloth, Margaret's best china, candles flickering in crystal holders. 15 guests filled the chairs. Carol and her 6-year-old daughter, Sophia. Sarah Miller, my cousins from Naperville. Neighbors, even Mrs. Chen, invited by Ashley to witness what she thought would be my humiliation. The turkey sat golden in the center, surrounded by mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, green bean casserole. Everything looked perfect. Everything was a lie. Brandon stood at the head of the table, tapping his wine glass. The room fell silent. "Thank you all for coming tonight," he began, his voice smooth, practiced. "Christmas is about family, about taking care of the people we love." Ashley sat beside him, her smile sharp as broken glass. I sat at the opposite end, the manila folder on my lap, hidden under the table. My heart pounded, but my hands were steady. 40 years of holding blueprints in high winds taught me that. 40 years. There is something we need to address, Brandon continued. His eyes found mine across the turkey and lies. Dad, we love you, but you are not well. You forget things. You wander. Last week, you couldn't even get into the house. Gasps around the table. Carol's hand flew to her mouth. Ashley nodded, her voice dripping false sympathy. We have consulted with doctors. Henry needs professional care. We are moving him to Sunrise Senior Living next week. It is for his own safety. More gasps. Sarah started to stand, but I caught her eye and shook my head.
Not yet. Let him finish. Let him hang himself with his own rope. Brandon raised his glass higher, his voice hardening. We voted, Dad. You are no longer part of this family. It is time for you to leave this house. The room erupted in whispers. Sophia tugged her mother's sleeve. Mommy, why is Uncle Brandon being mean to Grandpa Henry? I stood slowly, my chair scraping the hardwood floor Margaret and I installed in 1976. Every eye turned to me. The candles flickered. Outside, snow fell past the windows like silent witnesses. Before I go, son, I said, my voice quiet but clear, I have a parting gift for you. Merry Christmas. I slid the manila folder across the table. It landed perfectly in front of his plate, next to the turkey he would not finish. Brandon's smirk faltered. He opened it. Page 1, eviction notice. His name and Ashley's, 30 days to vacate. His face went white. Page 2, court order freezing accounts. Page 3, debt summary, $28,000, $15,000, $45,000. Every number, every lie, documented. What is this? He shouted, his wine glass tipping, red liquid spreading across the white tablecloth like blood. Ashley snatched papers, her hands shaking. Page 4, transcript of the recording. Once we get power of attorney, the house is ours. Her own words printed in black and white. Page 5, the new will. Oak Park Veterans Foundation listed as sole beneficiary. Page 6, trust documents. Page 7, screenshots of her Instagram messages, asking friends to lie about my dementia episodes. Papers scattered across the table like evidence at a crime scene. Brandon screamed, "You cannot do this! This is not legal!" I stood taller, my voice steady. I already did. Every document is filed with Cook County Court. You have 30 days. Carol grabbed a page, reading fast, her face shifting from confusion to rage. Brandon, you lied to us. You said he was losing his mind. Sarah stood, pointing at Ashley. You told me he was wandering the streets confused. Mrs. Chen's voice cut through the chaos, sharp and clear. I saw everything. Henry is fine. You two locked him out in the snow.
Ashley's face crumpled, mascara running. You do not understand. We deserve this house. Bob Patterson, sitting quietly near the window, stood and straightened his tie. I am Mr. Wilson's attorney. Every document is legal and binding. The room exploded. Some guests grabbed coats, others shouted. Sophia started crying. Brandon lunged toward me, his face twisted in rage, but Carol and Bob stepped between us. The morning after Christmas, I watched from my bedroom window as Brandon and Ashley packed their car. No shouting, no begging, just silence and cardboard boxes. Ashley's designer handbags went into the trunk first. Brandon moved like a ghost, his face hollow, 10 years older overnight. I felt no satisfaction, only the heavy ache of a father who had lost his son long before the eviction notice. 30 days later, the Cook County Sheriff's deputy returned. This time, it was official. I stood in the driveway as they escorted Brandon and Ashley out for good. The deputy tipped his hat to me. Sorry it came to this, Mr. Wilson. I nodded, but words would not come. Bob called that afternoon with updates I did not ask for but needed to hear. They filed for bankruptcy. The condo foreclosed last week. And Henry, Ashley is facing fraud charges. That scheme with Dr. Morrison, trying to bribe him to sign a false dementia diagnosis, it is criminal. I sat in my recliner, the same one I rocked Brandon in when he had nightmares as a boy. The house felt bigger now, emptier. Carol stopped by the next day with a casserole, her eyes red. I should have questioned it, Henry. I am so sorry. Sarah brought soup.
Mrs. Chen brought tea. The family I thought I lost was coming back piece by piece. But one piece was gone forever. I called Bob on a Tuesday morning in January. "I am selling the house, Bob." Silence on the other end. Then, "Why, Henry? You won. It is yours. You fought for it." I looked around the living room. Margaret's photos on the wall. The kitchen table where we had breakfast for 40 years. The bedroom where she took her last breath. Too many ghosts, Bob. Margaret is gone. Brandon is gone. It is just a building now. The house sold in 3 weeks. A young couple with a 5-year-old daughter. They had kind eyes and big dreams. On the final walkthrough, the little girl ran her fingers over the kitchen table, stopping at the carved initials. B.W. Brandon Wilson, age 9, carved with a butter knife when I was not looking. "Did you love this house, mister?" she asked. I knelt down, my knees creaking. "Very much, sweetheart. Take care of it." As I walked out the front door for the last time, I whispered to the empty rooms, "Goodbye, son." But I had one last thing to do before I could truly move on.
My new apartment sat on the 12th floor of a building in Lincoln Park, 750 square feet of empty space and possibility. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked Lake Michigan, the water stretching gray and endless under March clouds. No ghosts here, no memories carved into tables or walls. Just me, a few boxes, and the rest of my life waiting to be unpacked. I set Margaret's photo on the shelf first, her smile frozen at 64 before the cancer stole her light. "We made it, Maggie," I whispered. "Not the way we planned, but we made it." The apartment was quiet. No arguments, no lies, just the hum of the heater and the distant sound of the city below. For the first time in 3 years, I could breathe. But I could not move forward until I let go. I sat at the small desk, pulled out a piece of paper, and wrote the hardest letter of my life. "Brandon, I forgive you, not because you deserve it, but because I need to be free. Your mother would be heartbroken. I am heartbroken. But love is not about what you can take. It is about what you are willing to give. The door is not locked, but you need to find your own way back. Dad." I mailed it at the post office on a Tuesday, snow falling soft and clean. I did not look back. Spring came slowly. I found a routine. Morning coffee at the lakefront, watching joggers and seagulls. Afternoons at the Oak Park VFW, volunteering with other veterans. Jerry, a 73-year-old Vietnam vet, became a friend. "My daughter has not spoken to me in 5 years," he told me over cards one day. "I understand," I said, and I did. 6 months after I mailed the letter, my phone rang. Brandon Wilson. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering over the answer button. My heart pounded, but I let it go to voicemail. Later, alone in my apartment, I played it. "Dad, it is me. I got your letter. Ashley and I divorced. I am in therapy. I know sorry is not enough, but I am trying. Can we talk? Maybe coffee." I saved the voicemail but did not delete it. I did not call back either. Not yet. Maybe someday, but not today. I looked out at the lake, the sun setting orange and gold over the water. I had spent 68 years being the man everyone needed, the provider, the fixer, the father who forgave too easily. Now I was learning to be the man I needed, a man with boundaries, a man who knew his worth. Here is what I learned. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It does not mean opening your door to people who burned your house down. It means choosing peace over bitterness, freedom over chains. It means knowing when to hold on and when to let go. Family is not always blood. Sometimes it is the neighbor who brings you tea, the friend who tells you the truth, the stranger at the VFW who understands your silence.
If this story touched you, hit that like button. Subscribe to John's Revenge Stories for more tales of justice and redemption. And in the comments, tell me, have you ever had to choose between family and self-respect? How did you handle it? Your story matters. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, standing up for yourself is not selfish. It is survival. Until next time, stay strong.